What's up, everybody?
What up, y'all? How you doing, Mr. Bruce? Mr. Tim
Uh,
Green? How y'all
well, we,
doing?
we had several people jump on quick tonight.
Yeah, we did. Sweet. Thomas
What,
Potter, what up, brother?
what's up, brother, with the scratch and sniff panel there? That was funny.
I must have missed it because I ain't looked at Facebook hardly at all. What up,
So
Greg?
one of Thomas's, he posted a photo of the customer, like the back of him. He's so close, like he's on his
Oh
knees
yeah,
against
he's
the
like
door.
this.
And I'm like, what'd you tell him? It was a scratch and sniff or something? But
Man, people be people. There's Mander. She's been give her a shout out today. She's worked her
yes,
ass off. State
yep.
Farm. She's been on phone with State Farm 3 times. There's 30 post-it notes up here from the day alone. Yeah, it's been pretty nuts. So
It's like you see that.
yeah,
That's just some
right.
of them over there.
What up? What up, Brian? What up, Alejandro? Yeah, it's been a little hectic here. Of course, we lost to John Yeager to the guy we're gonna have on tonight. I'm not salty or nothing. But no, we got Matt Myers came in, stepped up. Matt's be transparent. Didn't know what kind of tech he was. Just knew him, great guy and stuff. So it's like give him a shot, and he's exceeded expectations by far. I want to give him a huge shout out. He's killing it. So
I figured he would.
oh yeah.
I figured he
And he's
would.
a great guy. Like, so you just never know tech wise what you're getting. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and we had to talk at first. I was like, hey, I mean, the dents it's easy, hell, thank God. But still, I was like, hey, if you get to a point where you feel like it might get messed up, just stop and I'll come over and fix it. And I ain't had to fix anything for him. So.
Well, you know how it is. Like when you're fairly new to something, even if you've been in it for a while, like when I actually went and chased that one time, and I got out there, I know my quality, but you're like it's in the back of your head. Okay, I got to prove to this person what I am, but I don't want to screw up, and so you're fighting that at least through the first job, and then you're like, let's go.
Yeah. Well, that's what Hudson say. You fix it? You mean call Brandon to fix it? I know how to fix dents. I fix them all the time. What up, Lee? How you
What's
doing,
up,
brother?
Lee?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got another great show tonight.
Yeah. Speaking of hell, we got one that knows a lot about it.
A lot about it, and like I put in the promo and all that Ryan's been around a while in this industry. He's one of those that I don't know him personally. This will be the first time really getting to talk to him, but he's still just over the years, me seeing him, social media, all that kind of stuff. I know he's a staple in this industry. Okay,
Absolutely.
To me, it's somebody who's been in an industry for a while, who has made a mark in it. To me, that's somebody who's a staple in the industry. So that's why I labeled it that way. So he's got a lot of knowledge in it.
And he's helped a lot of Hell Guys Network with that 300 Advantage meetup they had, and they were having and stuff. That's where I think John Yeager and Joe Mathis actually met at one of those, and now they chase pretty often together and stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah. Was it a meetup for midgets or something? Was that why John was there? I'm just kidding.
The other day, like, I'm only like 2 inches shorter than you, asshole. I was like, with your hair, like the hair don't count.
Oh,
what up,
man.
Melissa? How you doing?
Hey. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get him on. So
absolutely.
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, fellas, what's happening?
Not much.
We're here.
Chugged a cup of coffee, trying to keep it going.
Yeah, I've had a long day here. I stole one of my daughter's Dr. Peppers to give me a little caffeine for the show as well.
A little boost.
You had a busy day just kind of at home trying to collect everything, didn't you? Keep everything going.
Yeah, I spend most of my time on the phone. I've realized as soon as I leave the house, or not the house, wherever I'm at, then things start to not fall apart, but I'm better off managing than I am running around doing. If I park myself somewhere, things stop.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's been the hard part for me and Brandon with these hailstorms. Like, we're the technician and the management per se, and it's hard. It's a grind. Even when you got people in place, it's still hard.
When it's a storm, that especially like a local one for our shops, but it's not really big enough to call people in. But the way that insurance is right this second, especially State Farm, it's that's where most of your time is spent. And it's just taxing.
Yes. Luckily, like I said, I'm blessed with Amanda. She stepped up, especially this week with Ray being on vacation and handling all that. Shout out to Brittany Pope. She's so Ray knows CCC. We don't know CCC yet. So Brittany's been handling she's logging in our CCC and making all that happen. So I want to give her a shout out too.
Awesome.
So we're blessed to have a lot of great people around us to help us out through all this. It's awesome. What up, Josh?
Hey, Josh. So anyway, yeah, I've never met you in person. Of course, this MTE, I know you were there, but we never ran into each other. But that was only my second MTE, just because I'm one of those who just put it off all these years.
Right.
But glad to have you on here. We're all about getting to know you on a personal level, especially outside of the PDR world. You've got a pretty good hobby, but before that, we also always want to get to know how you got started in this industry.
Sure.
Just a brief synopsis of it and to where you are now. So
yeah, so I was a painter. I started painting in my dad's shop when I was 16 and joined the military in '86. And they found out I could paint. I went in as a mechanic, and the painter that was there went on home for his wife was pregnant. So they said, "You can paint?" I said, "Yeah." So I ended up painting construction equipment for 4 years. So I didn't really learn when I went in for it, but I kept painting. When I came out, I kept painting until 2001 when a hailstorm hit St. Louis. At the time was the biggest hailstorm ever. It was massive. And we had some PDR guys at the shop there. Boy, talk about some characters. But looking back, I mean, that's the way it was back then. So, but over the next year, as any painter would, you kind of pick up, you get a tool. And I had on-the-job training for a year, and I was fixing rails for them that they couldn't finish. This was right when glue came out, so they were doing the best they could. So they trained me, and then in 2002, I got a phone call to go out, and I went out and made the best of it and worked as hard as I could all year until August. And then it was like by February of that next year, I was broke, 3 months behind on my mortgage. I was like, I was selling my old tools, and it hailed in the only dealership I did in February of '03. And I mean, we're talking '03 Cavaliers and Malibus, perfect Colorados. I mean, you can't get much better. And it was perfect. They say there's no nickels. I'm telling you, there was some nickels. So, me and a couple friends fixed all of those cars, and then that sprung me into an account, St. Louis Dent Repair, and I started doing it locally, and it hailed every year until '07. And in '07, I hit the hail trail and started doing my thing. There was a storm in '06 where I had hail in '03, '04, '05, '06, and every year I learned the technician base. You never know what you get. So I met a guy named Kirk Stanton, and somebody introduced me to him, and he came in, and I ended up giving him we split the deal basically, and I actually made more money that year working with him. It was, you wouldn't think that, but because he handled the techs, and I could go out and sell and expand, and I realized there was a model there, and Kirk still does it too. So I started doing the same thing, and that's where the hail company came from. Started working with local techs, and then just in the meantime, it's funny, the first couple of dent guys I met, I remember I'd add them to my phone. I'm like, "What's your name?" He'd be like, "Andy Patrick," and I would be like, "Dent Andy Patrick," and then last name would be Nashville, and then company would be Tennessee, TN and TENN. And then if I ever needed something in Tennessee, I'd type in TNN. There'd be 16 people. If I need a dent guy, just dent, and it's
that's awesome.
And over the years, I have over 3,000 numbers on my phone of just PDR. It's insane.
Wow.
Insane. So that kind of developed on its own, and it turned into a full-on business model that worked well for me.
Awesome. What branch of the military was you in?
I was in the Navy Seabees.
Okay, nice.
Not the SEALs, the Seabees. Construction Battalion is what it stands for. We were the engineer corps, so we'd go over there. We weren't on a boat. We'd go over if there's a war or something. The Seabees are the ones that go over there with the Marines, and we build the barracks, we build the runways, we build the hospitals. And then in times of peace, we usually go to third world countries and help build hospitals and stuff like that for them. So
nice. Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I enjoyed it. So John Wayne made a movie called John Wayne and the Fighting Seabees. It's a good movie.
I'll check it out now.
Yeah. You said you joined in '86.
Yep, February of '86.
Oh gosh,
I was 4.
I was 7.
Not to age you at all.
I dropped out of my senior year, and I'm not gonna. I mean, I could be honest on the show. Back then, dude, in '86, I was, smoking, just doing whatever. I remember sitting in my classroom one day, going, I physically remember going, hell am I doing here? Like, I don't even know what class I was in. And I mean, I had my jean jacket on with my Levi tag with the 22 shell in there. And I remember thinking, I don't even know. I mean, I had straight A's till 10th grade. And then 11th and 12th grade, I was we moved and things went sideways. And so I quit. I quit high school February of my senior year. And I was in the Navy like a week later.
Nice.
Got my GED in there. And I mean, I wasn't dumb. School wasn't for me.
Hey, I'm right there with you. Yeah. I did the same thing.
Yep. That was me. I graduated and that following January, I went to the Marine Corps. I was like, I got to get out of here, like do something. So
that's all. Thank you too. How long were you in for?
I just did 4 years and got out. I ran. If I had to do it over again, I probably would have picked like Air Force or something. They have, but I had to be the stubborn one. I'm going to be Marine Corps and be hard headed because my granddad was retired Air Force. My great uncle was retired Navy, so I had to like show him up or some shit. And I regret that every day.
I was going to join the Marines, but I couldn't fit my head in a jar. So
yeah, right. Wah, wah, wah. So I had to go anchor clanker. That's what my great uncle.
Did you go to San Diego for boot camp?
No, I went to Paris Island.
Okay, all right. We were in San Diego. We could see the Marines on the other side of the runway over there.
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. Nick and Ryan and Matt's watching the show. I don't know if he's still here, if he left.
James is on.
What up, Bernard? Mr. Bernard, Brendan Yeager.
And we have a Facebook user. So
I always said he said he saw CB's stuff all over Navy bases.
Don't know who that is.
I don't either. Ain't no telling. Click the link. But no, that's awesome. You was talking about 03, you got your first hailstorm up there or whatever. That's when I was actually at Dent Wizard. I was in St. Louis in 03 for Dent Wizard training. Okay.
There's a lot of people that learned that year. So you talk to a lot of people in the business, and they'll tell you between 01 and 03 was their first years.
Okay.
Because of all the hail.
Yes. It was coming in time.
They sent me straight to Memphis afterwards, and I hated life for a minute. On a route in Memphis, I was like, what did I do to piss y'all off? Like, why here?
Where are you from?
I'm from Dixon, from where I'm at now. So, yeah, they sent me off to Memphis and then worked at the auction out here in Nashville and then quit and then came back and did it all over again. And here I am.
All right. Were you there at that auction and was it 12 or 13 when the hail hit?
So I came back in 2011 and it hit over there, but I didn't get none of it. I was at CarMax hating life. So, but yeah, that's awesome. Like Brandon said, it's cool to have you on, staple of the industry, I believe too, for the hail side of it and everything. I didn't know you personally for the longest, but John Yeager, one day we were talking, he's like, yeah, Hampton, and he was talking highly of you. I was like, well, if you're cool in John Yeager's book, you're cool in mine. So
John is definitely a good source. I mean, it's like the 7 things of Kevin Bacon. If somebody's got a problem with John, they probably are the ones with the problem.
Yeah, they need to look in the mirror. Absolutely.
And I've learned over the years, it's not just John's one of the best people out there, but there's other people I know too. And you do as well. Like if there's something funky going on, there's a pretty good chance you know which way it's coming from.
No, absolutely.
John's a good so
that's one good
guy.
thing.
They got several movies out with him in it called Ant-Man right now too. So. Sorry, I love messing with John.
I'm nuts over him.
Huh?
Dude,
I'm nuts over him.
Oh, he's great. I love him. Oh God.
Yeah, you didn't catch it.
I just did. Sorry.
I mess with him. There was that 2020 hailstorm we had. There's a F-150 in the shop, and he's up on his quick bench working on the door. And I just looked over and started laughing. like you gotta have a quick bench to work on the door, dude.
Hey, and he's the perfect roommate for MTE because he'll pay you for half the room, and then he'll never be in there.
Yeah, he partied like a rock star, dude.
He'll sleep during the day and party all night.
That's funny. John and I met. Man, I think it was 2004, 2005. We were at MTE, and we were sitting down there in the old MTE place. We're at the bar. No, we didn't meet in 2004. We knew each other in 2004, but we never met. We met at MTE in 2012 or 13. We're just talking, and And one of us goes, "What's your name?" I know. We both service the same body shop.
Nice.
Hail. And so when it hails, I was like, you know what? You take it. He's like, no, you take it. I'm like, no, you. And we've been buddies ever since. So I took it.
That's so funny. That's how me and John met too, and I took the body shop as well. So
really,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
John's a great dude. I'm lucky.
Oh yeah.
I got 5 body shops around me we're servicing and hit and miss. Josh Hilton is in one, kind of like off the beaten path. And then John is servicing all 4 of them, and he's just bouncing shop to shop, and he's just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was telling me today he had a lot of running around to do and stuff. I was like, dang.
Yeah, you could be sitting here at his air-conditioned shop and close to home.
I told him. That's why I text Ryan. I was like, hey, I said, I've tried everything I can to keep John here. I got air conditioner in the shop, but it still ain't working. So.
No, there is some running to do, but the shops here, we're getting, the cars, the damage is good. They're good numbered cars.
Yeah.
So not too heavy. It's perfect damage to get the right numbers on it to make it worth his while.
Yeah. Right.
And he's very loyal. So
yeah, I'll have this guy back next week too. What up, Hefe? He's coming back home. So
Hefe. What's up, fellas? So that was Stephen Dyke earlier on the Facebook user. I don't know who this new Facebook user is, but y'all go click the link so we can see your name. It's in the description.
Stephen's a St. Louis guy too.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
I've not got to meet him in person yet. We've cracked back and forth on comments on Facebook and stuff. He's hilarious, but I ain't got to actually meet him in person.
Super funny. He moved to New Orleans, I think, or Louisiana, New Orleans.
Yeah, somewhere down here.
Yes.
Down near close to me.
Where are you at, Brandon?
I'm in Mobile, Alabama.
All right. Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile,
that's
far
Mr.
south
Petty.
as you can go in Alabama. What's
his wife knows
you would assume that Gene would know how to click the link.
His wife does, but he does not. What up, David? Yep, man. You got it. You're good, brother. Yep. Got Mr. Mark Yeager. Ain't seen him in a minute. How you doing, brother?
Any relation to John there?
Oh yeah, uncle, right?
Yep. No, that's his brother. Mark's his brother. And Brendan's
one of them. I don't know. We have so many Yeagers that follow.
So many Yeagers.
It's crazy.
What's up, Doug? You got a lot of people watching now. You're a popular dude.
Well, now your name's showing, so you did something, Stephen. I don't know.
How many times I have to click the damn link every time?
That's Gene doesn't cuss. So I talked to Gene one day last week, and he said, I forget exactly how he put it, but basically he's like, boy, I'd never lose control, but I just whoop. I'm like, whoa.
He's a ginger, man. It happens.
Yeah.
We just snap. We call it ginger snaps.
It was but Gene, if you know, like we were talking about, if something's wrong between John and somebody, there's a problem on the other end. And with Gene, if he's upset about something, you probably just need to start apologizing.
Right? Oh, absolutely.
Because he lets everything slide.
Yeah. What's up, Leah? There he goes. He figured it out.
There it is.
Oh, you're good, brother. I noticed they were doing a car show this weekend and had everything set up and stuff. That's real cool. I've been wanting to do that, but it hasn't happened yet. I just keep saying I want to do it and it never happens.
Was that his car show? I saw the video.
I don't know if he kind of sponsored it or whatnot. Gene put in the comment, did you sponsor that or did you set that whole thing up?
But that's smart having it in the parking garage like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Not really, because if it hails, you have 400 customers, man.
Yeah, but
captive audience.
Right.
It's been crazy down here. We've been hit three years in a row. So
that first year was terrible.
Strange.
I'm glad I wasn't a part of that first year.
Yeah, 2 years ago it was horrible.
That Bossier City Shreveport storm, is that what hit you? Also, same storm?
No, these are just little ones that spawned up. Now the one 2 years ago was the one at Orange Beach on the beach down there. It was 4.5 inch hail.
Oh, that was sad.
Yeah.
Ain't sponsored. That's cool.
We've seen some hail come up here from that. It was absolutely. It wasn't even. It was more. It was like a wreck.
Yeah, we were fixing it, but
they're crazy. He showed me pictures. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Knocking down the high spots on that stuff. I mean,
the power PDR box comes in real handy.
Really?
And great technicians, helping out.
Yeah, Fred Delaney knocked it out of the park with you.
Yeah, I had Fred here with me at my shop. I had 4 guys at BMW, or my BMW collision center. But they would replace hoods and stuff down there. But here, we replaced one hood and everything came out great. now that if I was writing everything as well as I am now 2 years ago, oh my gosh,
you would
$30,000.
It'd be crazy. I'm like, why wouldn't I? Why am I getting such great money on this gravy stuff now compared to that crap?
Yeah, even last year, I went down there and helped Brandon last year, and I'd see the estimate, and like I'm sitting there looking for more. Like that's it. Like where's the rest?
It's there. It's fair. So we just got.
Oh, absolutely.
Miss it.
Yeah. So, Andy'd be done by sometimes we'd be done half a day, and it's $6,000-8,000 job, and it's like nice.
Smoke through it. Yeah. That's kind of this is kind of like that storm, but it's a lot more of it. They're more peppered, so
yeah.
But it hit the Walmart. That's all we needed. That's some bitch hit the Walmart, and we were golden.
Man, I remember when we'd go chase storms, you'd see the stuff on SPC, but you still didn't know for sure. So we drive to the small town. The first place we would go to Walmart.
Yeah, right.
And if there's 30 to 40% of the cars have damage on it, you just wait by the body shop in the morning at 7:15. When that old man comes walking up, like, hey, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Not like anymore, but it used to be.
Yeah.
Used to be that easy.
I think ours is going to be something that trickles in all year because it's taking them several days to even see their damage because it's so small. So I'm hoping it's one of them trickle all year long and just keep it rolling. So
well, here's another thing I realized last week was. So, when you get hail at home, I always tell everybody you're going to have hail the rest of the year. You just will. Even if you have 3 or 4 accounts that have 2 cars a month, that's 8 cars a month. I mean, you're going to have hail all year. But this year is very interesting because as far as I can remember, I don't know another year with this much hail. And May and June are the biggest months. So we're not even into the bulk of it.
Yeah.
It's still hailing in Texas because the hail starts south. It always starts by Houston and Dallas, and then it works its way up to the north. And when Minnesota if they're in the outlooks every day, then it's passed you by for the most part. But in the beginning, you get some random storms up north, and then you get some random down south. But for the most part, the whatever you call it, the weather pattern is the same. So the storms are still smoking Texas, and so the Midwest storms really haven't begun yet. And then, so if you think about how much hail is out there right now, not only are you going to have hail all year long, but if you live in Omaha and you didn't get hail, you're probably going to get hail cards because every other city has.
Right.
Most local companies across the country, I bet you'd be hard pressed to find one that hasn't seen a hail car say, "Yeah, I got a hail car come in that was in Virginia or it was in Louisiana."
Yeah.
So it's everywhere this year.
You can tell. I don't think me and Brandon even got how's the family text when we got hail. Like we've been broadcasting that we got hail, and then you got a how's the family doing?
Like I said, they're not big enough for people to really. It's not big enough to show up on a map, but it's perfect for a small shop because, I mean, I have basically put all regular. I'm scheduled once all these are approved and stuff. I mean, it's going into August.
Wow.
So
I have a hard time saying no. Like we're scheduling pretty heavy every week. We're scheduled probably till the end of June, but I'm trying to get as many as I can because I'm that one that's like if I don't get them taken care of, they're going to go somewhere else. I'd just rather get it in here and get it taken care of. So
get the keys.
That's it.
Yep.
So and the only problem we've had is State Farm, like just slow rolling. It's 3 to 5 days, which I get they're busy and stuff, but other than that, Farm Bureau. If they come in Farm Bureau, I'm like just leave your keys. We're going to repair it after this. Like we're done.
Yeah.
But State Farm, I'm like, it might get done this week. You might have to come back. I don't know yet.
Are you getting a lot of virtual stuff or are you still seeing a bunch of adjusters?
Virtual. Everything's pretty much email. Geico still has an adjuster in the field, but I'm blessed with a great Geico adjuster. He's worked really well with us. He was happy to know there's a dent shop in town. So he's actually been, kind of helping people with that. And then, a lot of virtual. We got one State Farm to do a virtual, like we had the customer tell them to do the virtual through our shop the other day. It's the easiest State Farm I've had. Like it took 5 minutes and the approval was there immediately. So
that's really good.
Yeah. So we're going to start steering customers to tell them to have their virtual done here for State Farm and then roll it that way.
Yeah. We've seen almost all virtual up here. Well, I think Progressive is still coming out, but me personally, I haven't seen one adjuster at all.
I've had them call me. And hey, is the car there? I'm like, no. If I'd have had them drop it off, it'd have been here for a month already before I heard from you. And I said, He's like, well, I'm scheduled to come out there. He said, I didn't figure it was out there. I said, no, but I sent in, great photos and everything. I'm just going to work from that. It may be a $50 to $100 difference,
Yeah.
I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, when John came, he shows how to get great pictures of damage. We're not marking up damage. If it's one from a body shop, I'll mark it up because they want it marked up. But for us, we're just taking good. He's showed us how to get really good pictures of the damage, and we're not having any issues with that either.
I'm always learning. If I'm not learning something, then I'm with the wrong people. And yesterday, I just followed John and said, hey, I'm going to spend the day with you. I'm going to write everything you write. I want to know how you're writing your cars because dent guys are like snowflakes. Not snowflakes, but
wait a minute.
For the most part, everybody writes their own estimate. I could write an estimate for Brandon, and then you come to fix it, Andy, or Brandon can write one, and you're like, dude, where you missed the oversized? And he's like, well, you missed a double panel. Well, you missed R&I the hood. Everybody's different. So if John's going to be running around, the least I can do is write for him. Because when he first got here, I wrote up a nice car, and he said, well, I would have gotten like twice on this panel. So I followed him around, and he showed me how, the camera thing. I'm like, that's actually smart. And the, shop supplies and just little things that are in there that are available. And it makes good sense. If you write a good estimate, it's fair. You're not trying to gouge somebody. They'll eventually trust you, and you'll get it. And the money is there to do it right.
Yep. Right.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna back out and come back in. My screen's like super close. I can't hardly see nothing. I'll be right back.
Double tap. Just lightly double.
There it goes. All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Trust me, I went through that when I first got my iMac. Anyway, so we'll kind of move into since we're almost halfway through the show.
That flew by.
So, how are you married? How long? Well, I know you're married, but how long have y'all been married? How many kids y'all have? Just kind of go into your family life on, kind of let everybody get to know you on a personal level here.
Yeah, I'm married. We got married in 2007, so we married 16 years this December. 4 kids. My oldest is 24. My second oldest is 23. My daughter just graduated from high school last Friday with all
nice
awards and scholarships. Awesome. She starts college in August, and then my 14-year-old, my little mini me, she's something else. Witty and snarky, but she finished middle school yesterday. Today was her first day off, so she starts high school next year. And my wife she's a nurse, but she doesn't really work full time. She works at the school. She subs for there's like 4 different nurses, and she'll sub for them and do that. And she's a housewife, takes care of stuff around here. And
awesome.
Yeah, we have a pretty good, pretty normal family for the most part. Of course, I do hail, and I also, since COVID hit, I was home a lot more. So it's funny what COVID did to me because it changed our family dynamic. It made me realize, I hate to say this, but you realize how much time you're really gone.
Yeah.
And you hear people say, just stay home with your family, but you have to work. You have to chase hail for a living. And people say, well, in the old days, guys would chase the railroads. They would be going on the railroad for years with writing letters at home, or they'd be doing whatever, or wars. So we kind of have it made with phones, but you still need to be there in person.
Yep.
In 2020, everybody started going virtual. So I started spending more time at home, and I'm like, going to the games, like you don't realize the things you miss, like So I started to get more into more in that, and our whole family dynamic changed. We were all good, but we became a lot closer. We know maybe too close sometimes. But, I think COVID, it helped a lot of people in that way, their families, because I saw a video. I said it really did something. It forced people to sit back and look at the decisions they've made in their life. Like, you're stuck with that person, that lady you married or that dude you married, and the house you have and the neighborhood you live in and the car, everything you have, you're sitting there every day looking at all the decisions you've made. And a lot of people, man, this is the life I've made for me. That because you're so busy living. And I've realized I love my family more than others. So I decided that I was going to do whatever it took to spend more time here. So I started a new business. Of course, we'll talk about that. Mm-hmm. I started coaching football. I started coaching volleyball. And I took all the classes to become a substitute teacher. So I'm a substitute teacher at the schools around here. And
nice.
Just become all around. Like, I used to hate being around here. I'm like, this place 45 minutes to a real restaurant, and that was Applebee's. I mean, there was nothing. What I realized was not only is my family right here, but there's a whole community of people out here that are this town that I live in is just, I don't know. I used to not despise it, but I'm like, gosh, go somewhere out of Owensville. Now I could retire here. That you meet so many good people, and you realize that they know everybody knows everybody, and then you're like, is it a bad thing or good because they gossip? And it's a great thing because they're really, when you're living in a small town, there's a bunch of really good people, and I don't know how I missed it all those years, but my family is better because of COVID. My business is better because of COVID because it's helped me kind of change a little bit. And I absolutely love it here. So 4 kids, a wife, happy marriage, and still have time to do a podcast at 5:30 on a Wednesday.
I love it.
Good.
Yeah, it is awesome.
I love it. So what's you said you started a new business? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
By accident. But so
right, let's talk about it.
Of course, I'm an NFL fan. I'm a huge Cardinal fan, and the Cardinals suck. I mean, they are the worst football team in the history of football. They're the longest tenured sports franchise in all the major sports to go without a championship. 1947. The Cubs and Red Sox were there, but they both won, so I can't.
What's the Browns? How long has it been for the Browns?
I think they won in 51, I believe it was.
Oh, it's close.
Yeah, it's close. And Detroit's right there with them also. So, but the Cardinals they got Kyler Murray. Everybody's fired up, and here they are. The rankings come out last week. They're ranked 32nd in the league again. New GM, new head coach. So as much as I love football, I started I always collected football cards and baseball cards. Well, I broke them all out in 2020 and started going through them because I'm like, I wonder if I have any Tom Brady rookie cards. And then I just get infatuated. I'm going through them, separating them, and then I'm seeing what they're worth online. And one thing leads to another, and I see the new cards and the new things that are going on. And 6 months later, I'm buying cards again, selling my old ones, sending some off to get graded. And then, 3 years later, I'm knee deep into it makes me, I spend a lot of money on it. I make a lot of money on it. I'm an S Corp LLC, but I make so much money, I have to pay taxes on it. So, my wife's actually the employee of the company, and she takes the payroll and helps me work it. But we package up and sit in the mail and 20 to 80 cards per day on average.
That's crazy.
And I have to buy cards. And what I do is I'll buy them, flip them. Some I just hold for long term if they're rookies. But there's a million different ways to make money in the card business. But I have 3 or 4 different ways, and I'll buy lots of cards, like a full lot, and then it's just I know what they're worth, and I've just gotten really deep into that, and it's So I had planned on doing that full time this year, and
then it hailed everywhere.
It hailed on top of me. I'm like, damn it. Oh my God. I'm like, I need an LLC, I need an S Corp, I need a bank account, tax number, I need to start doing ACHs, the whole fired all back up again. And now we're back in business again. And I realized that I love it. It's not that I don't love the business before or I love this more. I'm the type that loves to build and create. But once it's set up and going, management, nope. I am not a manager. Like if I have to manage, like if I were to land a big deal and have to manage it, I don't want it. Because I like to be moving and doing stuff. And I did realize that I am not the management type. I'm the creative kind of salesy guy. So John's doing a great job of offsetting that here. We talked about that today, actually.
That's awesome.
We make a good team. I'm like, yes, we make a good team.
John makes a good team with anybody. Like this. He's a chameleon.
But the sports cards I got one here that I was going to show you in particular. So I'm a diehard Cardinals fan, and there's some card I got some here's some this is Deshaun Watson. You know who that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still his rookie card. Depending on what he does, it can go up or down. You got cards like that. This is the Melissa Fetty. This is called the Downtown Kenny Pickett. It's like super rare.
Oh yeah, that'd be Melissa right there.
Yeah, this is probably $1,000 the way it is. Just sitting like that graded PSA 9. Here's a card. Look how thick this card is.
Is that the one of the?
This has got a silver bar in it. It's numbered 18 of 20. Trey Lance, rookie for the 49ers.
Jesus Christ.
So they've come a long way to where they have autographs with the patch on it, rookie patch autographs. You have cards that are serial numbered to 1. You have cards like this. Mixon has a patch in it.
So those patches, Brandon, some of them are game worn. Some of them are like worn at some time, and then some of them are not worn at all. They just cut it. But yeah, the patches is really cool now. Like it's mind blowing.
You got clear cards with autographs on them. Like they're literally, you can see right through them. Jalen Waddle, the guys from the Cowboys, CeeDee Lambs. But there's all different types of cards that are not just the typical cardboard cards like it used to. So
it's nuts.
It's nuts, man.
So Andy was like telling me that, like just take baseball, so there's really not like Topps and Donruss and, those, like there's more
Clear
companies out there that are really taking off that are making better cards, I guess.
Panini is the shit right now.
Well, there's a company called Fanatics. You've probably heard of them at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So they bought Panini makes all the new ones, all the Donruss, everything rated rookie, everything is all Panini. And then Topps has their brand of cards also. Between those two brands, they own pretty much the market. And like this year, Topps, they did football. They don't have a license. So you'll see a player like a 49er player, but it won't have the 49er logo on it because they're not licensed by the NFL. And Panini doesn't have a license with baseball. So you'll see a Mets player with just a blue helmet. So, but Fanatics just bought them all. So Fanatics is getting ready to change the game and just do, I don't know all the details, but they're buying everything. They just bought up the big auction place, PWCC, that auctions stuff off. Like they're controlling almost monopolizing the industry.
Oh, wow.
But if you read up on it, 2020, I'm not the only one. I fall into a trap. 2020, the whole market changed for sporting cards. I didn't know it, but I was doing the same thing tens of thousands of other middle-aged guys are doing. You're sitting at home doing nothing. Well, shit, let's go to the box of cards and see if there's an old Tom Brady or Barry Bonds. I mean, that's what we do.
I need to go through all mine because I've got a bunch of them.
Well, that's what got me interested in it. Like me and John was here. I was talking to him on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, Hampton's big into sports cards and stuff." And I was like, "I don't have a hobby anymore. I mean, golf, I guess, can be considered my hobby, but that's like a Sunday morning every once in a while." I was like, "I need something to unwind, get my mind off of dents." I was like, "Shit, why not cards?" But now I'm like, "Uh-oh, I done fell into something, something a little crazy."
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like I follow a Facebook page or whatever, and it's all about the old He-Man toys and stuff and how much that's come back. I still have all my He-Man. I've got the castles. I got all that crap, but it's one of them things that I'd have to spend time like redoing some of the rubber in the legs and all that kind of stuff to get them back to, but it's all the original, 80s stuff. So I've kind of been following that. And
so this is where you really get in trouble though. Ryan, tell them about the app, the Whatnot app, like how that goes.
You don't want to tell dent guys about the Whatnot app.
It's gambling.
So here's the thing. I do collect certain players, and my team of choice right now is the New York Jets because they had back-to-back years of just 3 great rookies last year, 3 great rookies this year, and now they have Aaron Rodgers. I do believe they're going to do good. If the team does good, the player's value goes up. So I'm huge on the Jets right now. But boxes nowadays can be anywhere from $300. You can buy a box at Walmart for $25, but it's going to have a Ryan Hampton base card. It's not going to have not going to have a John Yeager autographed rookie card. So it's just not. You're not going to get your money's worth out of that $25 box, man. I mean. But in order to get that, you have to get hobby boxes, they call them, and they're expensive. The cheaper ones are around $300, but most of them, the better ones, are about $1,000, and they get up there. So what they do is they have this app called Whatnot, and you can get on. There's gonna be some dead guys who are gonna lose their house over this. I'm telling you, man. Andy and I were talking about this today. I limit myself to one a week. Friday or Saturday night, I find one that I want to do, and that's it. The rest of the time I spend on the businesses. So
I did several this weekend, but it's like trying to get my collection up. So I'm just trying to play a little catch up and stuff. And I was moderate. I didn't get into the bigger ones, So
if I'm bored and if I do a bunch, I'll turn on the app and I'll be working on the computer and I'll pull up one. I see a $20 spot, I'll get in there. But basically, they take like 5 or 6 of those really high end boxes, and they'll open those boxes up, and you can buy a team. Like you can buy the Cardinals or the Falcons or the Jets, and every card they pull out of that 5 or 6 boxes is yours. Now you might end up with shit. You might get that Ryan Hampton base card from Walmart, or you might end up with the Patrick Mahomes autograph number to 5 worth $15,000. I mean,
wow,
it's insane. So
addicted.
You go in there, but if you go on eBay and just look up, like if you look up what a Patrick Mahomes autographed rookie card is, just click on that, and you're talking $500,000.
Yeah,
you talking $500,000. So this card right here, I showed you, the Deshaun Watson. This is a 2017 rated rookie. Okay, the Patrick Mahomes of that can be thousands of dollars. I mean, it just depends on the grade. So, and then there's different versions of them. So when you get into these breaks or even the cards that you purchase, even though the value might be X right now, if they start winning Super Bowls, if they start performing better, their value goes through the roof. So you kind of really got to pay attention to the team. And it goes for all sports. You got to pay attention to the sports, and you have to, you just got to keep your finger on the pulse of it. And it's like a stock market. It really is.
That's what I was about to say. It's kind of like a stock market.
but if you're going to be in I don't know shit about apples and lemons, so I'm not buying into that. But I can tell you starting and backup quarterbacks for every team in NFL and who the coaches are. If the offensive coordinator is a pass-oriented guy, all that stuff helps.
Yeah. That's what I'm big into football, so I figured that way. I was like, yes, might as well get in the collection. And I plan on keeping my Ravens. Any Ravens I get, I'm keeping, and then the rest of them I'll try to kind of flip and
Baltimore Ravens.
Oh yeah.
So they got a guy named Rashad Bateman. You know who that is?
Yep, rookie last year. Rookie was injured, but he should blow up this year. Which they got Zay Flowers too, so I don't know.
Yeah, Zay Flowers, and with Lamar signing that contract right now, him and J.K. Dobbins, all those guys could just go off this year.
And we have a new offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, that likes to pass a little bit more. So yeah.
Well, Lamar needs to pass a little more because those running quarterbacks aren't going to pass very long.
He was really good at not. I mean, he got injured past couple of years, but he's really good at getting out of the way of getting the bad injuries. I think last year was more of a contract situation.
Yeah, but the older you get,
Oh yeah, for sure.
But to me, the biggest valued quarterbacks are the pocket passers, the ones that are like Kyle Trask. I gave John Yeager a Kyle Trask card, a rookie card that I had in a slab, and he took it down there and showed Andy, and he goes, "Man, Andy's a big Kyle Trask fan because he's a Florida guy." Well, I'm a Kyle Trask fan for a couple of reasons. Number one, he never started in high school until his last year, and he crushed it. Never started in college until his last year, and he crushed it. He's been in the NFL for 2 years and hasn't got any damn playing time because he's behind Tom Brady. So now that Brady's retired, he's competing with Baker Mayfield. He's got 2 years behind Brady, and he's a pocket passer that doesn't get hurt. I think Kyle Trask, I showed you, Andy. I bet I got 500 of his rookie cards just sitting. It's either going to be firewood one day or
like I said, you got to take a risk on it.
But pocket passers like that, and I think Lamar is going to do more pocket passing, and I think the Ravens are going to have a good season this year.
Yeah, we got so that offensive coordinator, that was Georgia's offensive coordinator last year, made Stetson Bennett look like a stud. So what can he do with like Lamar Jackson or an actual athlete at quarterback? So I'm excited to see it.
I'm surprised they didn't take Georgia's defensive coordinator and put him on Philadelphia because they have their whole defensive line.
They do, the whole team. Like they just go directly to Philadelphia.
Does Auburn have anybody in the NFL?
We did, but you talking about
Cam Newton?
Talking about Cam, like the quarterbacks like Cam Newton. Hell, all them type of quarterbacks are going to end up like Cam Newton.
Oh, they put some players out there.
I know they have, but most of them.
Is Jarrett Stidham out there somewhere?
I think he's in New England, isn't he? Or
I think so.
It's kind of like AJ McCarron, from Bama. I mean,
career backup.
No, Stidham was with the Raiders. He played their last game last year when they benched Carr.
That's right, he did.
But here's a funny thing: Auburn could still beat the Arizona Cardinals. So,
possibly.
Yeah,
I'm just excited that we actually hopefully have a coach this year that fit in with the team.
Yeah.
I don't
The
feel
last 2 years are horrible.
Well, in college anymore, you get a new coach, you better be expected to wait 2 to 3 years to see what's going to happen. Like we're still waiting on Billy
You
Napier.
can't do that with Auburn and Alabama. As soon as you take that job, you've got to beat the opposite team, or you're not going to have.
Well, that's what I mean. Florida fans get in a hurry over Billy Napier. It's like, calm down, like give this man time, and they just, he ain't doing nothing. Like he ain't had a chance. Give him time.
Any new coach, you know, you take over a team. It doesn't matter what it is, especially baseball, but it's a good 3 years because you've got to wait. Those players are getting out. You're recruiting. You know, it takes a while, but fans don't understand that crap. Boosters don't really care.
They want results right now.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So we are Auburn, and we're good. We're going to win the Iron Bowl, and if you don't do that. But I do think there's a lot to be said about because the new transfer portals too, like players.
It's crazy.
And when you look at a coach like Deion Sanders going to Colorado, like I'm telling you, a guy like him, he will get all those players there.
Oh yeah,
name alone will turn that team around. You know.
That's what he lost. He lost 50 to the portal like in one day.
I think over 70 right now
have left Colorado.
Yeah. But it was the old regime, so I think he's just weeding them out. They transferred, but I think they were told to transfer.
Or they didn't enter the portal. They got put into the portal.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm a college player, and I mean that guy was a stud. He's got a great name. It'd just be cool to be coached by him. But if you heard some of his coaching and inspirational, that guy is he's going to create a winning team wherever he goes.
But there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you don't see. And that's the reason like Auburn didn't go for him. Of course, everybody's like, yeah, let's go for Deion Sanders, but you don't realize what's going on behind the scenes and why. And
they're always.
Oh yeah.
But it's still Deion Sanders. I mean,
I know.
The name alone, and he's got some with him at quarterback.
Stuff, he'll win. He will win there.
Yeah. He brought his boy with him. He's going to be starting quarterback, and he's looking pretty legit. So,
man, it feels weird to be on a podcast again, dude. I've been stuck in this town here for so long. Like everybody in town sees me. They're like, "Who is that guy?"
That's what Brandon. I was like, "Hey, let's get Hampton on. I really want to learn more about some cards and stuff." He's like, "I'm down." I'm like, "Sweet." So public announcement. This might be our last one for a minute. Me and Brandon might not be able to get on here for a little while. So.
I was telling him today. I'm like, dude, I'm so stressed out because like I finally got to where I was pushing on this roof out here. It's all I got left on this vehicle, and it's like pushing like butter. I'm like, yeah, I'm rolling, and the next thing you know, I got to stop to do the show, and I'm like, and then family's coming in and out, and all this, and I'm like. We may have to take a few more weeks off.
Well, this is the first time we both had hail while we've had the show too. Like you've had hail, but I haven't had any. Which I got hail, and then U-Haul's on top of hail. It's like, oh my god, my brain's about to explode every day. Yeah, and I usually don't get onto them until late at night or in the evening. So,
but then again, this is kind of a good little break. It kind of gets your mind off of it. And
it always re-energizes me to have a show, no matter what. Like. Even last Wednesday, John's like, boy, you got to switch because I was in a bad mood last Wednesday. Like, I was like, everybody leave me alone. I'm just doing my thing. I'm not mad at anybody. Just leave me alone. But when we popped the show up, I was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Got to have that switch.
You know who Clifton Atkins is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Clifton's an awesome person. And the one thing, I try to learn something from everybody. And I think it was 2016. It was 2016 in Arlington. They got hit. I was down there working with him and John Trice. And I don't remember when, but his demeanor is just, it is what it is. But one thing he does that I've never noticed, he said, when I go home at night, done. Phone, I don't know if his phone's off or not. I don't want to, but he'll see this hopefully. When he's at home, he has a switch. Yeah. He will be fishing with his kids or hog hunting or alligator wrestling, whatever the hell he does. Like he shuts it off, and he knows. No matter how stressful it is or whatever is going wrong, when he goes home, I'm not able to do it like that, but I aspire to. Like he is something else.
Well, that's why I wanted to get in the cards to have that something to get my mind off of work and everything. Just kind of concentrate on some cards for a little while and call it a day.
I'm usually pretty good. Last night, when I finally turned the TV off and I was trying to go to sleep, it's like I'm thinking of I'd gotten 3 estimates back from DenOps, and I'm thinking about this one. So then I pulled my phone out and I'm looking at that, comparing it to what I'd already gotten from that insurance company and stuff. And next thing I know, an hour later, I'm still looking into that, and I'm like, oh, put it over there.
It happens. I do most of my work at nighttime. I'm not a morning person. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, sometimes people will call me at 8:30 and be like, hello? Hey, but you know what? I'm going to be up till 2 o'clock working on stuff.
Yeah.
So I have never been a morning person. Now, there are days where I wake up randomly at 5 o'clock and I'll make coffee, and by 7 o'clock I'm like, shit, why don't I do this all the time?
I love it.
I'm just not wired for that. I am wired. I won't set meetings. I won't do anything before 12. I'm just not. I'm groggy, and I don't know what it is. I've always been like that. But afternoon, I'm full on. Like if we had done this at 7 o'clock this morning, the show would be over by now. I promise. I promise you.
I don't know what's that app that we have where we'd all hop on to talk there for a little while. What was it? 2020,
Zoom?
I think.
Boxer.
No, it was. What'd you say again?
Boxer.
I can't remember. Like me, you, Amanda Christensen, Corey Kleinfeld would hop on there and talk. Like we just have a little chat room or whatever. We just voice talk through there, and I can't remember the name.
I think it was the Orange app, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think it was Voxer. Yeah.
So that was always you was on there kind of. You had some mornings where you was on there and stuff.
Well,
so.
it depends on if I'm busy. If I'm working, I'm up. But if it's a morning that I know I don't have anything going on, then I'm probably up late the night before, and I'm just there.
See, and I'm the opposite. Like I can stay up late, and it's like I'm programmed now to
Clubhouse.
Get up early.
Good job, James.
Clubhouse. That's right.
Yeah.
And even on days like on the weekend, I'm like, yeah, let me try to sleep in because the rest of the family they'll sleep in. I can't go past 7 o'clock.
I'm between 4 and 5 o'clock every morning, like clockwork. No alarm, nothing. I'm just up. I got to the point like I would try to go, like lay there and try to go back to sleep, but my mind would not stop. I'm like, I might as well get up and go actually do some productive shit instead of laying here trying to not think about it. So.
Yeah, I'll go through spurts. There was a spurt where I was waking up early every morning, but for the most part, I'll set my alarm for 7:45, and I'll sit there, and just in case everybody else that wakes up at 8 o'clock has questions, I'm up, and then I'll just kind of like, well, there was nothing important at 8 o'clock, so we can wait till 9:30. And I'm telling you, if I'm not feeling it and I wake up, I'm just droggier all day. If I get the extra hour, I'm fine. So,
it's funny how that works.
Yes.
I got to tell on Amanda real quick. We was talking about like going home and turning it off and everything. Like we made a rule when she started working for me. She's like, she made the rule. All right, when work's done, we're not talking about work anymore. Okay, cool. She breaks that rule every single day when I get home at night. She's the one that it's still heavy on her mind and trying to get the problem solved and everything. And I'm over like, I can't do it right now.
Yes, no, people ask me what's going on, and I will look at them and say nothing. Everything going good? Yes, it's good. So, but sometimes you have to keep going. I mean, it's just, we're all human. One thing I have learned, it's just, I don't know who said it, but it's true. Everybody is doing the best they can. And it applies to so much. So some days I am fine with talking about work afterwards. Some days I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes
people don't want to be talked to. But everybody, you just do the best you can every day, and don't try to overanalyze it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now look at us. We're supposed to start talking about sports cars, and we're talking about work again. So it's just that simple.
Yep.
I was going to say, I remember a while back you had started working out a lot too.
Yes.
You still doing that?
I do. So I work out I work out 7 days a week for almost a year. And the reason was who everybody says, take a break and get, let your muscles heal. And they're like, what are you shooting up? I'm like, dude, I'm working out 7 days a week. I don't give a shit. And my reasoning is very simple. Who do you know that is in the best shape of their life? Honestly, think about that. Who is the most fit group of people you can think of?
Athletes.
Well, prisoners. Dude, prisoners are the most. Dude, you walk into a prison yard and they will smoke any football team.
Yeah.
They ain't got shit to do but work out.
Mean machine.
I guarantee you, Johnny in Fort Wayne or whatever penitentiary is not taking an off day from the yard. He's working out something. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do this myself. I'm 50-something years old, and it's funny because you know who? I don't want to get too far up top, but there's a comedian, Louis C.K. You know who that is?
Yeah,
freaking hilarious. He said he just left a coffee shop, and there's a blonde walking across the street with her coffee, popping her head, you know. And he looks over at her, and she's like, as if, and he's like, really? Do you think that I think you want all this? It ain't never getting any better than this. And that was funny, but that hit me. I'm like, damn, you know what? I'm 50-something years old. If I don't start doing something, reality started hitting me. It's just during COVID when I'm talking about I'm home. Reality starts hitting, man, where am I going to be at 51 years old? You know, I started 21 years ago. In 21 more, I'll be 72. But you know, a lot of people are 72. You know, they're on the rascal at Walmart. Yeah. So I just started working out, and it was 7 days a week. And then I was bench pressing one day, and I locked my legs underneath the thing. I was up to 245, and I pinched it in my lower back. It just didn't pop, but I felt it. I always say if it hurts to stop. Yeah. Ain't never been the same. I'll go 2 weeks off, and it'll slowly get better. Chiropractor. Everything. They've done needling. Have you heard of needling? It's like a new technique they use for your muscles. So, but after a while, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start working out again, and I do it, and it just sucks because I can only bench like 185, you know, and you know I can only do so many sit-ups. Everything you do of the planks, everything you do revolves your back. Put a belt on, so I still work out. But I'm not. I was in the best shape of my life a couple years ago, and I know I can still do it. So now I'm 1 or 2 days a week, and I just deal with the back pain. But I'm not 7 days a week anymore. But I'm still in better shape than I ever have been before.
It's like when I went to the 75 challenge. Great, felt great, looked great, and then right after, when I go to start back on it again, my shoulder started hurting, so I stopped. And then it started feeling better. And then we all decided we were going to do the 75 hard challenge again. And 2 weeks in, I decided I'm going to lift weights. And I just really didn't do anything heavy.
I love this. Like, we all decided we were going to do 75 hard shit. We all decided.
Yeah. Me and Jeff did, and then we coached everybody else into doing it. But and then 2 weeks in, my shoulder just completely goes out again. Top of my bicep, and I'm like, I'm done with it. Yeah. And I mean, I want to get back in, but now like I feel like crap again, and so I've got to do something. But I was waking up at 5 o'clock every morning, walking almost 3 miles, and then doing my second workout and stuff. But it was just, I felt so good, and like now I'm like, yep, I'm gonna get up at 5 in the morning. Nope, snooze.
I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'm pushing this.
I would do something. So I was home. I would wake up and I would do my thing, drink coffee, have my meeting and stuff. And then by noon, I would work out before I would eat for like 15 or it was either a workout or a treadmill for 2 miles, right? I was an average. I think I got down to 14 minutes. It seems slow, but for me, it was what I was doing. And then I would do a workout in the evenings twice a day. And I was talking to Gene Fetty back then. I was doing 30 minutes for 30 days. Then 45 minutes for 45 days, 60 minutes for 60 days, and 90 minutes for 90 days. And I'm going to tell you what, I did that, and it is amazing no matter how old you are, how your body will just, and eating a ton of protein. But when you stop, you're like, well, I'm not working out tonight, so I can eat 17 freaking donuts. And you do. You know, it's just crazy. If you don't focus on one aspect of it, then you automatically assume the rest of it can be put on hold too. So, yeah. But we're only human, so yeah. But hey, I can still do the earthquake. You guys want to see the earthquake?
Yeah, why not?
Watch. Ready? Hold.
Terry Crews in the house.
Hey, sometimes I lactate, but we don't talk about that.
Oh, shit.
I was gonna say you look a little wet right there, but
no, I still do.
Oh, That's one thing. Since I got off 75 hard, like. I'm not working out or whatever, but I've I've done better at my portion control. I'm not overeating and stuff like that. So I'm maintaining my weight. I've not lost him. I will, like on the weekend, I'll indulge and I'll be at 205. By Friday, I'm at 200 again. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, it's funny for Hale guys. If I was back out there doing it a lot, I would tell guys that Fitness Pal app. I had a nutritionist I hired during this time too. I was doing all my macros, and you know what Fitness Pal is? The app that's out there. Like it's an app. You can add it to your watch. You can everything you do is through my watch. I keep track of everything, but you go in there and it tells you. Like she had me on. It was 180 calories or grams of protein, or whatever you call it, macro protein and carbs and fat. And if you have that, then you start monitoring it. It's amazing how you start paying attention if you're paying somebody $100 a month to monitor your food, and you got to send her a picture of your gut in the mirror at the end of the week. It's amazing what a stranger can do to motivate you.
You look like total shit. You need to do better.
Right. I had some pizza at the kid's birthday party, But
I can tell.
But the app itself, if I was chasing Hale again, I would download that app because it tells you, you can program it, and you have to find foods out there. Like Jeff Sandifer, that big, who Jeff Sandifer is?
Yeah.
He told me if you're ever on the road, go to Wendy's and eat their chili. Because it's got protein in it, and it's good, and it's a diuretic too. It's good for you. There's a lot of things you can do, but for the most part, Hale guys just have that spare tire. I mean, it's just
Bruce said he's going on the amputation diet. He'll lose 10 ugly pounds real fast. Cut an arm off.
Bruce Howerson, he's a trip. He's always got some great comments. He wins comment of the show award like every time.
Well, I call it the O diet. You eat everything that ends in an O: the Oreos, Ho-Hos, Fritos.
Yeah, or the seafood diet. It's pretty much all the food I see I eat. Yes. But well, man, it was
it flew by. As tired
as
me and Brandon was, like it flew by. It's a great episode.
A little bit, but that was awesome.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we want to have, be about. We want to get everybody to learn about you on a personal level. We feel like within the industry, that kind of grows everybody kind of tighter together and stuff. Yeah. It's kind of what our goal is.
Yep, good stuff, man.
Awesome. And I was going to be all about the football cards and stuff. We didn't talk about that nearly enough.
I got my favorite card. I'm going to end it with this. So Pat Tillman, you know who that is, right?
Yeah. Yep. I've seen this card. It's amazing.
It's a 1 of 1. So instead of a trophy card, it's got a U.S. flag in there. And instead of like season ticket, it says War Hero ticket on the top. And it's the only card. I saw that. I'm like, you know what? That is my card. And
I love that card.
Sealed up. And it's most of them have patches of their team colors but this is
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's my card.
That's probably one you'll actually keep for.
Oh yeah.
My daughter, she knows she's getting it, so she wants it. So
nice.
Little 14-year-old. She comes down and helps me every now and then for 5 minutes.
Yeah, trust me. I got 2 of them that are wanting to come work with me this summer, and they just sit here on their phones the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, good.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on here.
Yes,
we appreciate you coming on, and everybody that's watched and commented, thank y'all again, and we'll decide if we're gonna have a show next week. We don't.
Might be last minute. Might be the day of Wednesday.
John's been here the whole time. John, stand up, little buddy.
Hi.
You see his hair poke up?
Just like a little shark coming up. Oh,
that's
man.
So awesome.
We're
the lights back on. Why has he got the lights off?
I don't know. We're gonna end the broadcast, but we'll put you in the back room real quick, and then once I end it, we'll say our goodbyes real quick. But again, appreciate you coming on, Ryan, and everybody. Thank y'all for watching, and maybe we'll see you next week. Peace.
Bye, everybody.